always have the same?
I think I left him at Barrett Case.
All right, waiting.
Hello, good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Bradford Becker. Tonight we continue in our 22nd season of Red Barn Radio, and we welcome you to show number 828. Yes. All right. And we are so glad you are with us. This week we feature Jake Rebman and his band, the Waitin Rounders. As Jake's official bio materials say, the Waitin Rounders came together in the middle of a cornfield sometime in the early 21st century. They're somewhere between the back row of a Baptist church and the front row of a Waylon Jennings concert. I think you're going to really enjoy what Jake brings from the Illinois cornfields to the Red Barn Radio table. His songs are funny and tragic and everything in between. He's just really a top-notch songwriter, and we're so glad to have him with us. Welcome, Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders.
Thanks. This first tune we're going to start off with is the title track of the first album I put out last year. It's called Songwriting Competition, and it's about the time I spent $90 on an online songwriting competition and didn't hear anything back. But they got my money, and I got a song, so. Now I just wonder, how the hell did I have 90 spare dollars? But okay. Well, Jesus saves, cancer kills. Playing gigs don't pay my bills, neither does sitting around smoking with my band. Ask the Lord for better days. He turned around, asked me the same. One of us woke up on the wrong side of the king side again. They figured out just what to do. It's 40-hour weeks and covers for tips on the side. I ain't them, they ain't me. I'm losing sleep, living the dream. I'm a grocery store chef away from losing my mind. I'm just waiting for my uncle to die and leave me money. Make it down to the red barn or something. I'm cussing at the wind as I'm standing here pissing on songwriting competition.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Our guest on Red Barn Radio tonight is Jake Rebman. At just 22 years old, he's already put together a heap of songs and is finding a growing audience who appreciate the irony, humor, and insight he ushers in with his great stories. Jake plays solo and with his band, the Waitin Rounders, who've come along for the fun tonight. We're glad to have them. The Rounders are Jake Rebman, who is singing and playing guitar, Sophia, his sister, on vocals, Jamison Mundy on bass, Chase Samick on pedal steel, and Link Stevens on drums. Welcome back, Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders.
This is another one off the Songwriting Competition album. Song I wrote about a buddy of mine, and it's called Strawberry Soda. I sipping on a strawberry soda, watching squirrels run and jump and play. Feeling so sublime till I looked down to check the time. Saw a friend from high school passed away. Now we were never close enough for crying, just close enough to let it break my heart. He's up in heaven finding out the meaning. I'm sipping on a soda in the yard. Just then my neighbor walked up with a 6-string. Said, what the hell, I just bought it, buddy, life's too short. I shook the shell and called up my old lady. Tried to make it back to my front door. 'Cause we were never close enough for crying, just close enough to let it break my heart. He's up in heaven finding out the meaning. I'm sipping on a soda in the yard. Got a strawberry soda in the yard. My friend is up there dancing with the stars. Guitar. Thank you. This next one's also on the album. It's a song I wrote when I was living down in Kansas City, Missouri, a couple years ago. And long story short, I befriended this homeless man who would camp out and stuff underneath the train bridge near the apartment. And I'd go down there and we'd sing old George Jones songs and drink wine out of a bag and stuff. And anyways, one day I went down there and he wasn't there. His tent was all packed up, but he had spray painted something on the concrete of the train bridge that said, "Stay clear of fistfights and pills." So I figured that was a good enough thing to write a song about. So this is called "Fistfights and Pills." I stumbled down to the Sunoco, $1 short of a smoke. A day later than I thought it was, Easter had left them closed. And so I headed back to the apartment, when on the sidewalk I did see this old man talking to himself and cussing these dirty streets. Thought I'd join the conversation. He asked me for a quarter, and then he did some magic trick and lied about working steady, and he laughed at the price of my rent. And then he fumbled in his pocket for something he could not find. And with more than our boots in common, it was my lighter for his advice. He said, forget about this cement, buddy, and hang up the siren's call. There's honky-tonks back home that'll treat you well, but these city lights, they shine so bright you lose sight of who you are, until you find yourself in fist fights over pills. He said the rich folks, they think Chicago, but I tell them where I'm from. The 2 hours south in a 1200 town, that's a place that I call home. And a lump rose up to my throat as an ash fell on the ground. He said, how about you? I said, Illinois too, man. I know all about that little town. He said, forget about this cement, buddy, and hang up the siren's call. There's honky-tonks back home that'll treat you well. These city lights, they shine so bright you lose sight of who you are, until you find yourself in fist fights over pills. Well, I thanked him for the talking, and he handed me back my light. And then he sat there with my quarter as I stumbled off into the night. You know, I've never been a fighter, and I've always preferred the wine. But you can lose yourself in a bottle, and loving ain't always kind. And I have never been a fighter, Thank you. I wrote this next song about the devil, and it's called The Believer.
skin just like a lamb bound to be slain. And I fell from grace and I cussed the faith as I came down from the sky. I walked the earth and now they ate the dirt and I drank the mud like wine. I watched an angel squander truth to sit down at my side. While the demons warned of a mother's son that was only born to die. My belly bruised while crawling in the garden of the free. The persuasion from a fruit I knew would poison men like me. My tongue whispered temptation in the wild bliss of trees. Salvation sat for 40 days and it never was received. But I fell from grace and I cussed the faith as I came down from the sky. Walked the earth and now they ate the dirt and now they drank the mud like wine. Watched an angel squander truth to sit down at my side. While the demons warned of a mother's son that was only born to die. My time lent in this evil spent will live forever lost. You can sacrifice your peace of mind when in the lake of fire I'm tossed. My friend, I say all this because you are no friend, you see. There ain't a single one besides the sun to believe as much as me. This next one is a newer song, and I currently work in a grocery store. So that's where this one got its namesake from. Anyways, it used to just be something I would sing to myself as I was stocking shelves, and then when we found out we were going to do Red Barn, I thought maybe we could try to get it together with the band and whatnot. So I finished writing it, and we're just going to do the best we can. This is called The Grocery Store Boogie. I worked down at the grocery store, stocking shelves from 8 to 4, dreaming store, stocking shelves from 8 to 4, dreaming about a day I can quit. It's called the Grocery Store Boogie. Depending on how the set goes, it might be called Unemployed.
All right. Hey, you're listening to Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders on Red Barn Radio this evening. That was just a Red Barn Radio exclusive, that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first time.
So how did it go?
How'd what go?
How'd the song go?
Oh,
It felt
pretty good.
great out here. I mean, we wouldn't have anything to compare it to, of
Yeah.
course, but how did you feel it went?
It was fun. It was
Yeah?
a good time.
All right. Well, break down the song a little bit. What's going on? Because I haven't listened to that closely enough to hear, like, what are some of the things you observe in working in the grocery store? A great environment for a songwriter.
I don't know who's watching. You know what I'll say? There's a lot of elderly folk in there I like talking to. I like talking to the older folk.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
That seems maybe a little bit of a theme in some of your songs. What you get talking to the elderly.
Yeah.
Anything about your song about your I assume your great grandma maybe.
Great grandma. Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's interesting. And then you also the song where you talk about the song you sang just earlier on, Fist Fights and Pills.
Yep.
That you said that was an older man.
Yes, sir.
So I kind of like that.
Thanks.
You do learn a lot. You do learn a lot from talking to older people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you learn a lot from just living life full. And it seems like that's what you do.
Well, I try, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we'll jump around a little bit here, but why don't we start with how you ended up in Kansas City and when was that in your life?
Okay, so I was 19 and COVID had shut down like the golf course I was working at.
A golf course, huh?
Yeah, I was working at a golf course, dishwashing. They had a
Oh,
restaurant.
okay, all right. You weren't like the pro.
No, I can't say I'm a big fan of golfers personally,
Okay.
unless there's any in the room. but-
I would be one.
okay,
So-
you seem like a good
That's
dude. Anyway, so
my
they
putting
shut down,
game
and
might
I was
suck.
still living at home, and for some reason, Mom and Dad didn't make me get another job, so I just kind of stayed at home. Wasn't doing anything, and then I got offered a place to stay and a job down in Kansas City, so I went down there.
I mean,
and
how'd
did
you
that for a
happen?
couple months.
I mean, what you mean like the golf course called you up and said, "Hey, we understand you're looking for
No,
a job, Jake.
it
We
was
have a
totally-
dishwashing job."
It was a buddy of mine from growing up.
Gotcha, I figured,
lived
yeah.
down there, so yeah. Yep, no more golf courses. I worked in a warehouse. Drove forklifts, which scared me to death.
Well, yeah.
I don't.
You can get hurt doing that stuff. So you let's go back then to before Kansas City, before you were 19, and that's just 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But let's go
weeks
back
ago.
go back to your high school years. Did you ever like school?
When I was younger, kind of, and then once I started playing guitar, it was game over. So I think I picked up the guitar my sophomore year of high school, and grades started going down, and just kind of locked myself in my bedroom and played and wrote, and here I am.
So how did that work with your family?
With
With your parents?
like as far as doing music.
Well, no, as far as closing yourself in your room and ignoring your schoolwork.
Well,
When
I
you
mean,
were-
I
when you
was
were just at
a
that
C
place-
average student, probably, and I knew how to cheat really well. So, I mean, I pulled some good grades every now and then, but just write mom a song or something, and then go about
I
my
got
way.
there's the ticket. There's the ticket. Did you ever have in mind to do college, and is that still something you kind of have in the back of your mind?
No, I mean, now I'm working at a grocery store, so I think, man, maybe I should have gone to school. But other than that, no. When I checked out of school, I just never was able to get back into it. You know, I just kind of felt it just wasn't for me. We'll just
Yeah.
say that wasn't for me. So,
Yeah.
no.
What did resonate in school for you? You're a really good storyteller. I
Thank
mean,
you.
your songs are literary in my mind. I mean, they're just great stories, and you pick out super details for your songs. Where do you think that came from? Can you? Yeah.
Wild
Who'd you learn
imagination,
from?
maybe?
Yeah.
Probably wild imagination. I did like English class in high school. We had a creative writing class. I really enjoyed that. I had some other classes that were fun, but that was probably the most applicable one to me, I'd say. Probably English class. So, but yeah, just probably wild imagination, a lot of daydreaming.
Does so I hear a lot of church. I hear a lot of sort of Bible allusions and
Yeah.
religion allusions in your songs. Where's that come from?
Grew up back row Baptist.
Ah,
So,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, and do you like the impact that had on your life? Did you have a point when you felt like you needed to sort of make a departure from that to go the direction you wanted to go? Do you feel like you've integrated that into your life in a way that you're happy with?
Yeah, I feel like growing up was a good place to sleep, but it instilled good things, I think. Church, I mean. And then, of course, you have your years of wandering around. But
Yeah.
I feel like come back to it, and it's good. Had a
Yeah.
good point with it.
Yeah, cool. I would love for you to talk a little bit more about your family, and I assume you've taken some time. I mean, you're a person who can reflect and think about your life and where it's going and where it was. When you think about how music plays into your life, how does family play into your music?
Well, it was just always something that we did together. I was talking to you before the show, and my dad had a couple cover bands and stuff growing up, so he would have like weekly jam nights in the garage with his buddies and various different bands. So Soph actually got into it before I did, and then when I got into it, it was just what we did, like once a week, play music, and then I'd do my thing up in my room the other 6 days or whatever. And I'll get to this later, I got a song about it, but a lot of people on my mom's side, my great uncles and such, they all play bluegrass music and stuff.
Ah,
So that's something I've been getting into more so the past year. But Dad always played like honky tonk stuff, and yeah, it was just always around, I guess. Just
like old country music?
yeah, yep,
Ah. Was he a singer?
yeah.
Songwriter too?
No, he'll tell you he can't write anything, but yeah, he's sang and played guitar, and he still picks it up every once in a while.
Huh. That's nice. That's kind of a nice picture of growing up.
Yeah, it's good.
Hearing your dad play with his buddies in the garage. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then take it from there. So you picked up the guitar because it was something that people in your family did. It was like normal to have an instrument and learn to play it well. Were there also singers, songwriters who helped to sort of shape the way you craft a story?
Outside of my family, I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got turned on to Townes Van Zandt when I was 15, so that was, that was a big one, still is. And then through him, I discovered other like singer-songwriters, Chris Stuyvesant, John Prine, Blaze Foley, them guys.
Nice.
Mostly dead, but yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I really like I really like the way that you're able to sort of dive into the things that are going on around you and observe them, but also be a participant. So it's not like you're a detached observer watching things, like you're right in it. And I love the story of you going down and talking with the guy in Kansas City. And I just have to say, I don't think of that many 19-year-olds who are ready to sort of take that risk. And I don't mean a risk of like, you're going to get hurt,
Right.
but just the risk of speaking to a stranger, and then of course the stigma of being without home. You were able to sort of just get past that and go down there and learn from that person. Where do you think that came from? Your ability to do that, because that's empathetic, it's compassionate, and it's to me critical for your songwriting. I'm, you know,
Barney Fife said he was sensitive. I feel like that's how I am. Probably I've always been kind of sensitive, I think.
Huh.
And empathetic, maybe, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But I just like listening to people talk most of the time.
Yeah. Was that the case even before you started writing songs, or was it when you started writing songs that it sort of took on a different meaning, hearing what people have to say and hearing them talk about their lives? And
Maybe after songwriting, because you kind of realize people are throwing out really good material. So
yeah,
just got to try to pay attention, I guess.
Right. And
Because sometimes somebody will say something, you're like, oh, that'd be a great line.
Right.
And then,
But what's really great is that your stuff is it's really good material, but it's just truthful. And to me, the best stuff in songs is just truthful.
Well,
stuff that can resonate with people in their lives. And so I've really appreciated that about listening to your songs. I'm talking to Jake Rebman. He's here with his band, the Waitin Rounders. There'll be more music, more conversation in a little bit. Let's welcome Jake back for some more music.
This is another one off the album. I'll plug it as much as I can. You can find it online everywhere. This is just a song about whiskey or something, but it's called The Troubadour's Blues. There's smoke in my hair and there's ash on the floor. I poured out the whiskey and then I went and bought more. Oh, don't call me a liar. My fingers were crossed the whole time. My gas tank is empty and my wallet is too. My soul has been soaked from the rain in my boot, and I donate my brain to Goodwill if it'd bring peace of mind. One of these days I will set myself straight when the angels come down or I stand at the gates. Till then I'll be wandering around with the troubadour's blues, fiending for something that I'll never find, fighting my demons by fueling their fire. Only me and God know the promises I never meant. When I sing for my supper, there's nothing to eat. I tremble on stage and I shake in my sheets. Oh, if I could, I would pawn off my heart to pay rent. One of these days I will set myself straight when the angels come down or I stand at the gates. Till then I'll be wandering around with the troubadour's blues. One of these days I will set myself straight when the angels come down or I stand at the gates. Till then I'll be wandering around with the troubadour's blues. Till then I'll be wandering around with the troubadour's blues. Should have taken my inhaler before that one. So this next song, I shot a video with a channel called Middle of Nowhere Music. You can find the video online, and then we ended up putting the file out on Spotify and Apple and all that, and YouTube. It's an acoustic version of the song. You're going to hear a full band version. It's a song I wrote about Jesus Christ and Hank Williams and my great-grandma, and it's about taking too much melatonin, having weird dreams, and it's called Melatonin and Time Machines.
Last night I overdosed on melatonin, and I had a dream the good Lord came again. He descended in the middle of a tornado warning, and I hopped aboard an old funnel cloud with him. We laughed about the years that I spent wandering, talked about our natural hate for shoes, barefoot on the streets of gold, just strolling, nothing but eternity to lose. He said life is meant for living, and ain't nobody famous when they're dead, and knowing of your name ain't as important as all the ones that you share your name with. Then I found a car equipped for time travel. I left the pearly gates for 1949. In a duty suit I sat and came unraveled. As old Hiram Hanks stepped up to the mic, I waited round the back door of the Opry. I shook his hand and thanked him for the songs. As he loaded up the gear, we got to talking. He told me just where I was going wrong. He said life is meant for living, and legends just another word for dead. D-D-D-D, and knowing of your name ain't as important as all the ones that you share your name with. I woke up in a cold sweat in the bedroom. I took a walk, tried to clear my head. Picked some pretty flowers on the roadside, and then I went and spent the morning with a friend. We mostly talked until the afternoon light about weddings, work, and all the ones back home. As I got up to leave, I said, I love you, Grandma. And then I left those pretty flowers on her song. I said, life is meant for loving. Right where I am is where I ought to be. And the knowing of my name ain't as important as all the ones that share my name with me. Yeah, the knowing of my name ain't as important as all the ones that share my name with me.
Good work.
This is next one's also on the album. Wrote it about a buddy of mine, and one morning we were sitting around drinking whiskey, and he looked at me and he said, Jake, the devil lives inside the pedal steel guitar. And I don't know what he meant, but I wrote him a song. It's called Aliens and Angels. Ready, Mr. Chase? He said tomorrow won't be easy, and tonight it's looking worse, and it makes no difference to me if I wake up in a hearse. Then he turned and coughed
spat some blood as he lit another smoke. Said if my death is the punchline, I might as well laugh at the joke. He said I'm in and out of these bar rooms like a squirrel from tree to tree. There's aliens and angels trying to get the best of me. Then he walked up to the jukebox and he played some Waylon tune. At the end of every chorus, he'd yell, "Go on and pick it, moon." Then he sat down on the bar stool and he finished his third beer. Left his number for the waitress. Said, "Boys, I am out of here." 'Cause I can feel the memories creeping in of that whore I loved last fall. But I feel too good for hurting. I'd rather play pinball.
All right. Well, we've got lots more music and conversation with Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders, but I'd like to take a moment to remind listeners that Red Barn live streams both tonight's and on any Wednesday remain available online for you to view at your convenience, along with our audio stream, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program, and for heaven's sakes, be sure to tell your friends and share what it is that you like about Red Barn Radio. Let me take a few moments to tell you about Shannon Clark and the Sugar, our guests next week. Hailing from rustic Darke County, Ohio, this family band, another family band, writes and performs their original music about a personal loss, struggles, and the human condition. Husband and wife duo Shannon and Brittany Clark joined the Warped Tour, imagine that, to represent Ohio in the mid-2000s, soon after tragedy hit their family with the loss of their second daughter. And for a time, the music came to a halt. Imminently, Shannon and Brittany's creative songwriting would become the healing tool that would bring them together and revive the band. When their oldest daughter, Navy, joined in 2019 as a vocalist and instrumentalist, they began experimenting with a new sound, and Shannon Clark and the Sugar was born. These are some great and terrifically talented folks. We're happy to have them back on Red Barn Radio. If you missed it a couple of years ago, don't miss them this time. Shannon Clark and the Sugar, that's all next week in studio and on Red Barn Radio's live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Red Barn Radio, listen to the live. Let's get back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We welcome you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the city of Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome back, Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders.
Thanks, Mom. This next song is a song my uncle wrote, and my uncle's not with us anymore. He didn't die, he just moved to Florida, but this song is called My New Home. My new home is drama-free, 'cause there are no women around. It's just a bunch of my buddies. We're all throwing some cards around. A hot shower every night, this next one acoustically. I mentioned earlier that all my great uncles play bluegrass music, and they get together every Thursday in somebody's kitchen or living room and just play for a couple hours. They start at 10 o'clock in the morning and then go towards the afternoon. Somebody usually makes lunch. Anyways, I started going maybe a year ago or so, and I haven't been in a while, but I try to go when I can. And it was really nice because it's just a good way to start off your morning with bluegrass. Anyway, so I became pretty close with my uncles and then a couple of their older friends I befriended. And this one fella, one of the fiddle players, he came into a patch of bad health and got sick. And I seen him in the grocery store, and he was just telling me about it and said it, wasn't looking too good, and he probably would never play the fiddle again. And he kind of winked at me and said, you should write a song about an old fiddle player. So I gave him a hug and was pretty bummed out. As he said, it could be any day. And so I wrote him this song in the grocery store, and then a couple weeks later I seen him, and he wasn't dead. So this one's for him, and I'm just playing it so that he can have a chance to hear it. And last I heard, he was getting his fiddle out and going to a bluegrass jam at Hardee's. So he's still with us. Praise the Lord. But the song's kind of past tense, whatever, but I'm going to do it for him. Well, the bluegrass came down from the heavens, and the angels all stood round and cried. And the good Lord played the fiddle like the devil on the night that dear old Wilbur died. I met him, we were picking down in Woodford, a friend of my uncle's for so long. And I don't dare say the man was religious, but he let the fiddle cry out the old rugged cross. And the bluegrass came down from the heavens, and the angels all stood around and cried. And the good Lord played the fiddle like the devil on the night that dear old Wilbur died. We'd sit out in the kitchen every Thursday. They'd learn me on them old-time fiddle tunes. Say, boy, don't turn your back on the good guitar. It ain't hard to forget just who's playing who. And the bluegrass came down from the heavens, and the angels all stood around and cried. And the good Lord played the fiddle like the devil on the night that dear old Wilbur died. Well, the last time I ever seen old Wilbur, he was smiling with tears in his eyes. Said, life's a hell of a deal, ain't it, buddy? I guess I'll meet you on that sweet by and by. And the bluegrass came down from the heavens, and the angels all stood around and cried. And the good Lord played the fiddle like the devil on the night that dear old Wilbur died. And the bluegrass came down from the heavens, and the angels all stood round and cried. And the good Lord played the fiddle like the devil on the night that dear old Wilbur died. This next one I wrote right before my wedding. I got married back in July, so just thinking about life. And one of my favorite Christmas movies, which is It's a Wonderful Life, always makes me cry, so that's where this one's derived from. And it's called The Richest Man in Town.
richest man in town. And I'll stand up on Main Street, shout it out loud, I'm the richest man in town. You can take that check to the bank, my friend, it ain't gonna bounce. I'm the richest. I've known a lot of real good friends and a couple of damn fine dogs. Through paydays and pocket chains, they'd always tag along. And with my feet above the water and my good ear to the phone, they talked me down from off the ledge and never let me drink alone. So I'm the richest man in town. And you can take that check to the bank, my friend, it ain't gonna bounce. I'm the richest man in town. And I'll stand up on Main Street, shout it out loud, I'm the richest. Thought I loved her back at 17 with a bottle in my hands. Here we are at 23 and I just now understand. And when I think about the ones gone on, I hope they're looking down. I'd have given anything for Woody to see her in that wedding gown. He'd say I'm the richest. Ain't life like some old movie that you've seen a dozen times? It was Christmas Eve and Mom and Dad's asleep beneath the lights. And then you wake up with a mortgage due and a family of your own. You never know your favorite line until the credits start to roll. And you're the richest man in town. And so you stand up on Main Street, ain't no shame in being proud when you're the richest.
All right. So, Jake, we were talking earlier about this grocery store where you work. Is this like a chain, or is it like an IGA type?
It's an IGA.
Ah, the best.
Kirby Foods now, I should say.
But they still have the IGA mark on
They changed their signs out a couple months ago. Corporate, you know. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, IGA.
IGA, nice.
That's what I'm
the
doing.
IGAs always have the best potato chips. They have the oddball brands.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I find anyway. I
Take
worked
your
in an
word.
IGA in South Dakota.
Good man.
For a while, yeah.
I knew I liked you.
Worked in the meat department.
That's where I started.
All right. Did they kick you out of the meat department, or?
No, I went to
Did you get-
produce.
Oh,
Easier.
promotion.
I'm a lazy person.
Yeah.
So
All right. So you have a lot of family here, not only on the stage with your sister Sophia. Do you go by Sophia or Sophia?
Yeah, Sophia is fine.
Sophia. Okay, good. Yeah. Love your singing.
Thank you.
Love what you bring. But you also have other family members here. And I've had a chance to talk to some of them in the room and out on the sidewalk. And geez, we're learning a lot about your family. We even learned that your uncle wears boxer shorts tonight. That was nice. Does he?
We like to get personal.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Yeah, but tell us about the family who's come here tonight
Yeah, so
from Peoria, Illinois.
yep, we're all in the Woodford County area in Illinois.
Oh,
Not to be
okay.
confused with, I know, isn't there like a Woodford
Yeah,
County
yeah.
here?
A neighboring county of ours
Yep.
is Woodford.
So we're in Woodford County, Illinois. All kind of spread out a little bit, but yeah, my sister Megan, she's gonna get up here in a little bit. She made the trip with me and Soph and my wife Paige, and Colton and Mom came down today. They got in a couple hours ago, and Chase's girlfriend is sitting back there. She came down with us, and we're all gonna party at the hotel later. So
Wow, that sounds like fun. Can we just put a camera on this entourage? Can we do that just to throw the camera at the entourage and you guys can all wave? All right. You're on the live stream. All right, good. All right. Good. And now why don't you take a minute and just introduce the members of your band, and maybe with each member you might say either something, just an odd fact about him, her, something that you find really annoying about him, or something you found really lovely about him or her.
well, you got my sister Sophia singing up here with me. She is a cosmetologist, and she also works 1 day a week at the grocery store with me. So you can't beat that.
Brother, sister at the grocery store.
We're both in
Nice.
produce. And then you got Mr. Jameson Mundy back there on bass. He likes his hats, and he likes to go barefoot. I'm surprised he has shoes on.
Oh, just like Jesus.
Yeah, just like Jesus. Hey,
Right.
nothing wrong with it. They call him Creve Coeur Jesus, actually. Creve Coeur is the town he lives in. And you got Mr. Link Stevens back there on the drums. Link has been with us for 6 to 8 months. We're still waiting on the paperwork. Link likes cats, and we all kind of have an animal that represents us. So I'm the purple duck, Soph's a turtle, Jameson's a panda, Link is a cat. Mr. Chase Samick, playing pedal steel with me over here. He is the squirreliest dude you'll ever meet in your life. But he likes to share cigarettes, so that's it.
Well, that's good. And he's got the squirrel hanging on to the leg of the pedal steel.
Yep.
Yeah, very nice. And how long has this band been together, Jake?
Solidly,
Yeah.
probably 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
What'd you say? Me and Chase and Jameson have been playing on and off with each other for maybe a year to 2 years, depending. We had a couple gigs here and there, kind of as a three-piece, just us, and then we got Link. We started trying to really get tight and stuff.
So have you guys found a place in the Peoria music scene? I mean, like a routine, regular sort of rotation.
We're still
someplace?
working on our booking, if you know somebody. But yeah, we've frequented the Night Shop a lot lately. That's a place in Bloomington, which is only about 45 minutes away from us.
Oh, okay.
It's like a college town or whatever. So we frequented there a lot. But yeah, we just try to get out when we can, and then if it's bad, we might not go back, but we probably will, and that's it.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this is something that all of you can pitch in on. I mean, anybody who feels like getting up and going to a microphone. Tell us about Peoria, the city, because I really know very little about it. I know sort of geographically where it is, a couple hours from Chicago, south. It's on, not the Mississippi River. It's on a river, Illinois River. Okay, right. Yeah.
I might need help on this.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like Chamber of Commerce-y. It can be just your gut feeling about Peoria. If you were to say to somebody, what are they going to experience when they come to Peoria? What's there? Okay, Jameson, you're going to start us off.
Yeah, I give it a
Oh,
shot.
good.
I guess
Okay,
I've been
Jameson.
there quite a while. I mean, Peoria's a great scene for music, as well as lots of other things. You got the river there, so there's lots of people boating, and they have a great riverfront downtown area. There's breweries and things too, but there's, after playing in the music scene around there for about 5 years, there's really a lot of talent in the area.
Huh.
And there's lots of different small places that host local bands and whatnot. Definitely shout out to Peoria Music Live, which I think is also harmonize Peoria now. Kindle, she goes around to, I've seen her multiple times, and I actually play in a different band with her husband. But she'll go and take a video of 2 or 3 songs wherever she knows that there's music going on, and she posts it on her thing, and that's great for the local scene. And I don't know, just overall, Peoria's a pretty decent spot for music and hanging out. And there's the East Peoria side too. I'm on that side.
I would say maybe I was trying to think of a way to answer this question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe home of the working musician. Everyone does it, but everyone has jobs too. So,
to build off that, Jake.
Yeah, step right up to the mic,
well,
Link.
Chase doesn't have a job, but everyone else.
This is Link Stevens here,
To
our
build
drummer.
off what Jake said there, have you ever heard the phrase "play it in Peoria"? Will it play in Peoria? It's a phrase from around about 100 years ago now, up until the mid-century. Peoria used to really be a kind of slice of life town. There's industry there, and it was really common for big name acts to say, "But will it play in Peoria?" As if to say, "Will it play anywhere?" And I really think that heart is still in Peoria, and there's a lot of people working really hard to get people to see that.
Link, what's Peoria known for, other than that phrase?
Oh, geez.
Like what? Yeah, I mean, what?
Richard Pryor?
Richard Pryor.
Oh, Richard. Wow.
Bootlegging town back in
Let's say
100 years
Caterpillar?
ago.
It was a
It was a bootlegging town for Chicago.
Okay, yeah. Jameson is telling us it was a bootlegging town. So whiskey, huh?
Yeah, as legend, I guess, urban legend. What I've heard, like Al Capone used to send his booze down to Peoria, down the river, and then it'd get off the river, and then they'd drive it up to Chicago. And now it's still, you have ADM there, and they make lots and lots of grain alcohol. So it's still kind of.
Oh wow! All right.
I guess it's kind of a party town too.
Well, it's something they have something in common with Lexington. Well, we're a whiskey town all the way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Whiskey region, Sophia, do you have anything you want to add to this mix of ideas? Where are you at in your school career? And
I work at a salon right now in
Okay.
East Peoria.
did you finish high school?
Yes, I did.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I went to beauty school after high school, and that's
Yeah.
that was my plan.
Yeah.
So,
And so is Peoria a place where you imagine remaining for your adult years? Are you guys rooted deeply enough in that region that you feel like you'll always have strong ties to it, at least? For sure.
I mean, yeah, most of our family's like around there. So
Yeah, I can't speak for the band, but I moved away and hated it. So I'm gonna stick around, and I'll die in the corn. So
So from the urban area, how far out do you have to leave go from the downtown area to be in the cornfields?
It's like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, all right.
It's a pretty small town. Also, it's smaller than Lexington for sure.
Oh, okay. Good.
Third the size, actually.
Yeah. Hey, Jake, can you talk a little bit about where we go from here? What plans do you all have to to get the word out, to get your music out? What's your strategy? Are you would you like for people to listen to you on Spotify? Would you like for them to go to your Bandcamp and buy stuff from you? At this point, what do you need? What do you need more, money or exposure, or both?
Well, I should probably get a Bandcamp, I guess. Yeah, people can go listen on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. The albums and EPs and stuff, singles, they're all out there online. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel with a bunch of poor quality phone recordings of songs. So there's a whole catalog there, as well as the album and stuff. If you come out to a gig, I'd sell you a CD or a T-shirt. I was told you should, when it comes to gigging, you should start your circle small and just every year expand it a little bit. So we added on about 6 hours of the circle coming down here. So that's good. I'd say.
That's great. And so do you have freedom? Do both of you guys have freedom in your jobs? And I don't know about the work that the rest of you do, but do you all have freedom in your work to step away for 10 days, a week, to do a series of gigs?
If we quit, probably. I'll say our bosses are very lenient. I mean, they let us come down here, which is cool. But yeah, I would say music's always the dream per se, and I just work whatever odd jobs I have to supplement that. So
Yeah, and do you have more recording plans in the works, or?
I would like to see how this turns out for sure, and maybe I was talking to Ed about how I get the tracks and whatever, so that'd be
Nice.
cool. But I'd like to maybe start on another album next year. We just have to see. Just got married and doing a lot of stuff around the house, trying to get the dogs trained. So so I don't know. It is a day by day.
Yeah. Well, Jake and the Waitin Rounders, what a great thing it's been for us to have you all here on Red Barn, and we wish you all well. And I'm so glad that we're not saying goodnight now, because we got a whole nother set of music to come. Got several more songs. Tell us about what we have coming up, including. Oh no, I don't want you to give up Flickertail. Yeah, I'll let you just tell that story with your song. What's Just Kids about?
So Just Kids was put out on my first EP. We were just trying to get a couple songs out there so people could go find them and stuff. And didn't play it for a while after that. And then when I got the band together, Chase really likes it. So I tried to get it out and dust it off and rework it and stuff. So we've been doing it. It's a song I wrote after high school. So I come from a very small town, about maybe 40 minutes away from Peoria or so. We had 19 kids in our graduating class.
Oh, wow.
So it was small, and about half of them joined the National Guard, and the other half were related. And then I found my wife. But anyways, the song is about the first part of that. It's just about watching a bunch of your classmates join up and thinking on that. And also, I was really trying to become a folk singer back then, so I thought I needed a protest song. Now I'm trying to step away from that a little bit. But yep, it's called Just Kids. You want us to play it?
I do.
Okay.
All right, Just Kids.
All dolled up for the homecoming dance, black dress and the matching suits. 3 months from now, they'll trade it all in for a rifle and combat boots. And I guess I don't blame them. It's better than selling drugs, going to work or going to jail like the rest of us. They're just kids, they're just kids, they're just kids. Let them live their life, 'cause they're just kids. Some are barely 18, buddy, but they're gonna do just fine. You tear them down so you can build them up and teach them how to fight. And most aren't even 21, too young to buy cigarettes, but old enough to die in a desert. How the hell does that make sense? They're just kids, they're just kids, they're just kids. Let them live their life, 'cause they're just kids.
This next one's called It Ain't Easy Being Crazy. It's about a near and dear mental illness of mine. It ain't easy being crazy. To tell the truth, it ain't much fun. Solving problems, overthinking. Yet I still ain't fixed a one. And I got some folks that care about me. Say I'm in a real bad place. I forgot about the good book and the bill due yesterday. But I'll take all of your prayers and I'll try all your pills. And I'll thank the Lord above me that looks can't really kill. 'Cause I ain't looking awful pretty, and I sure ain't thinking straight. It ain't easy being crazy. It gets harder every day. A good-hearted woman here beside me, and an automobile in my yard. I can't run that tank on daydream, so we don't ever get too far. And I got some folks that say they know me. They tell me Christ is coming soon. I just hope he shows up quickly, 'cause that bill's still overdue. I ain't looking awful pretty, and I sure as hell ain't thinking straight. It ain't easy being crazy. It gets harder every day. I'm going to do another acoustic one. Going to get my other siblings up here for this if they'd like to come up. So this is my other sister, Megan Rebman, and that's my little brother, Colton Rebman. He works at the grocery store too. He's not old enough to drink, but he's tall enough to reach the top shelf. So this next one is a song about our great-grandmother, and it's on the album as well. She was very good, powerful woman, and they call her matriarch. think. She's a matriarch in the family. And she lived to be 97, so that's a hell of a life. And we would sing her songs and stuff the last couple years or so in her kitchen and stuff, and then she went to a nursing home, and we go there and sing her songs. And yeah, just a good woman. And so it was one of like that bluegrass song. I kind of wrote it before everything happened, so I got to play it for her, and I left out the last verse, and then it ended up happening in real life how it happened in the song, and then we played it at her funeral and whatnot. So anyways, this is called Flicker Tail. It's for my great grandma, Vida. You working on a puzzle, trying not to fall asleep. I was standing in the kitchen with the Cardinals on TV, and a bowl's full of candy. There's coffee in my cup. I was watching you get older as you watched me grow up. And you know I got my guitar, my sister's on her way. And don't you fall asleep just yet, we got songs to play. And Soph sings like an angel, you look like one too, with hair that shouldn't be so gray, for eyes that stay so blue. We were laughing at a picture from when you were a girl. A can of beer was in your hand, your hair all up in curl. That's when you smiled, winked and said to me, you know, for 97, boy, I still feel 17. You know I got my guitar, my sister's on her way. Don't you fall asleep just yet, we got songs to play. And Meg sings like an angel, and you look like one too, with hair that shouldn't be so gray, for eyes that stay so blue. We were waiting on a phone call, we knew it wasn't good. Tried to tell ourselves shit happens, just like I knew you would. And by the time we got there to you, you'd closed your eyes. I thought about the puzzles and the pictures of your life. And you know I got my guitar, the family's on their way. But go ahead and get your rest, we'll sing another day. And you look like an angel, and I guess that's nothing new. A flicker tail from North Dakota, flying in the blue.
All right. Beautiful tune. Well, there are so many people to thank for our program. First, Jake Rebman and the Waitin Rounders, our guests on tonight's program. We're ever grateful for our volunteers and staff who make our production happen each and every week. Thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on social media, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn radio stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, our Red Barn's premier radio partner, Central and Eastern Kentucky's radio news leader. You can listen online at WEKU.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And now, before we close out tonight's program, I think Jake and the Waitin Rounders have one more number to play for us.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
And might just be for the live stream, who knows, but we're going to do it, and it's on the album. And it's about a young man in my hometown, so we'd like to do it for him. It's a gospel song. I'd like to rip the testicles off of your truck and hold them in my hand for a while. You never did like my feminine side, and my songs are never quite your style. Of course, you don't know nothing about a real country music, though you love to touch that FM dial. Buddy, I'd have to kick your ass if I seen you in a Walmart aisle. If I seen you in a Walmart aisle, there's no telling what I'd do. I might turn my shopping cart around, I might run right over you. There's a place that we both frequent, so I'll be Dollar General damn for a while. Buddy, I'd have to kick your ass if I seen you in a Walmart aisle. You got a mind smaller than the town we came from. You put folks down to make yourself feel bigger than the tires on your pickup truck, slapping backs with good old boys sitting around wearing Bush Latte smiles. Buddy, I'd have to kick your ass if I seen you in a Walmart aisle. If I seen you in a Walmart aisle, there's no telling what I'd do. I might turn my shopping cart around, I might run right over you. It's true, it's a place we both frequent, so I'll be Dollar General damn for a while. Buddy, I'd have to kick your ass if I seen you in a Walmart aisle. Oh, buddy, I'd have to kick your ass if I seen you in a Walmart aisle. If I seen you in a Walmart aisle, there's no telling what I'd do. I might turn my shopping cart around, might run right over you. The place we both frequent, I'll be Dollar General man for a while.
All right. Jake Rebman. Well, that's all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. You can also listen to archive performances on Patreon, Spotify, iTunes, and a bunch more. Stitcher, Pandora, Google Podcasts, you name it. Remember, folks, every like, comment, share, and subscribe helps bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods. And finally this, if any of our featured artists are performing in your area, get out and hear them live. They need you now more than ever. From all of us here at Red Barn Radio to all of our friends worldwide, keep working together to be safe and to be healthy. And until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio.